Imagine a child, barely 6, eyes alight with questions. Why do clouds drift? Why do people fight? Why does the heart race under a starry sky? The pure, curious spark, Allah, gifted every soul. Yet, what does the world do with this untamed wonder? It herds the child into a room of stiff desks, where bells slice time into obedient chunks, and a figure at the front decrees when to speak, sit, or think. They call it school. But is it learning or a clever cage? Here's the raw truth. We mistake schooling for education. They're not twins. They're opposites. True learning is freedom, the soul's unfolding, the pursuit of truth that lights up the mind. Schooling, as it stands, is control. It tames. It molds. If that sounds like a stretch, maybe that's what school trained you to think. Ibn Khaldun, the sage who dissected how societies rise and bind, saw through such facades. He knew institutions often wear masks of progress to hide their reigns. He'd see schools for what they are, machines crafting compliance under the guise of growth. Look closely. A school's structure mimics a guardhouse. Bells dictate movement. Rules enforce silence. Eyes, teachers, cameras. Watch every step. Stray and face correction. The first lesson isn't math or words. It's management. Sit still when you want to run. Speak only when called. Memorize answers without asking why. This is an accident. It's design. Schooling doesn't nurture thought. It scripts it. It rewards those who follow, not those who wonder. One path, one answer, one success. Who profits? Not the child's spark, not their freedom, the system, the market, the order. Ibn Khaldun warned, power thrives by shaping desires, not just actions. Schools are masters at this. They sell you a story, you're being prepared for life, while forging you into a tool for someone else's machine. You chase grades, diplomas, gold stars, believing they're your worth. It works because we buy it, too busy proving ourselves to question the game. Ask this: when did school last stir your soul? Not a test passed or a teacher's nod, but a moment that reshaped how you see love, pain, or truth. If you're drawing a blank, that's the point. Real learning is dangerous. It makes you question, rebel, see through illusions. No system wants that. No ruler wants kids asking, why this order? So they give you school, a neat box where your brightest years are spent learning to be useful, not awake. Good teachers exist. Moments of wonder slip through. But these are exceptions, not the blueprint. The system isn't built to spark. It's built to streamline. Ibn Khaldun saw power's trick. It doesn't need cruelty, just your belief that it's necessary. Once you think school is just how it is, you defend the leash that binds you. What mind do you want? One stamped and safe, or one bold and free? School won't hand you the latter. You must take it. The hidden code, trained to serve, not seek. Peel back the surface. Beyond lessons lies a deeper script, etched in every rule, test, and rank. School doesn't just teach subjects. It teaches surrender. From day one, you're slotted into artificial hierarchies, not of wisdom or courage, but of scores, age, and obedience. Praise goes to those who color inside the lines, not those who draw their own. The right answer? It's in the book, not your heart. This is no mistake, it's strategy. Ibn Khaldun knew, to control a people, shape their wants, make children crave the teacher's smile, the perfect mark, and soon that's their compass. Will this please replaces is this true? What gets rewarded? Repetition, silence, conformity. But life demands creativity, grit, questioning. Schools punish these. Challenge a lesson? You're disruptive. Dream too big? You're distracted. Defy the rules? You're trouble. This trains not thinkers, but followers. The curriculum itself is a filter. History is served as state-approved tales. Science skips inconvenient questions. Literature comes with preset meanings. No room for the wild or the deep. Knowledge is packaged, clean, safe, controlled. But the world is messy, full of hidden powers and truths school won't touch. Why? Because real learning, as the Quran urges, seek knowledge even unto China, threatens the status quo. It topples myths, exposes gears. Tame knowledge, though, breeds workers smart enough to serve, blind enough to obey. Were you taught to question authority without fear, to wrestle moral grayness, to build your own truth, or just to recite and forget the real victory? You internalize it. You silence your own doubts, fearing wrong over fake. School's triumph isn't caged kids. It's caged minds, trained to love the leash, not souls. Useful sounds noble. We want to matter. But useful to who? School's answer. The system. Not your dreams. Not your phytra. The pure instinct to seek truth, but the needs of empires, markets, routines. Ibn Khaldun saw power's genius. Make people want to obey. Teach kids their value lies in grades, roles, outputs. From first class, success is defined as fitting in, good marks, good jobs, good citizens. Root that deep, and they'll chain themselves, thinking it's freedom. School preps you to serve, not soar. You're shaped for desks, not destinies. Top students, they've mastered the rules, not the questions. The world needs poets, healers, rebels. Minds that disrupt, not conform. But disruption isn't profitable. So schools push practical, sideline wonder, and steer you from paths that don't pay. When were you last asked to define success on your terms? Not the system's, not your parents', yours. Never, because that question cracks the facade. Years spent preparing for life often prepare you to serve a life you didn't choose. Ibn Khaldun would nod. Power loves predictable minds. Free ones, they're chaos. So schools churn out workers who mistake grind for glory, too busy proving worth to ask what it's worth. The path to freedom. Reclaim your mind. The trap is clear. Years spent not seeking, but submitting. School wasn't built to awaken. It was built to bind. But seeing this sparks the question every system fears. How to break free. Liberation starts with reclaiming your mind, not with loud revolt, but with quiet defiance. Begin with pause. Step away from the noise, bells, grades, rules, and listen to your phytra. What questions burn in you? What truths call? The Quran says, reflect upon the creation, not to parrot, but to seek. Next, unlearn obedience. Question the rules drilled into you. Right answers, right paths. Real learning thrives in discomfort, in doubting what's normal. Ibn Khaldun knew progress comes from challenging the given. Embrace being wrong. It's the price of being real. Then, chase knowledge like air. Read what schools skip. Rumi's soul-stirring verse. Al-Ghazali's search for truth. Ideas too bold for textbooks. Let them shake you. Write your own thoughts. Not for marks, but to know yourself. Find others who seek, not follow. Build a circle of questioners. Finally, create. Not for reward, but because it's human. Draw, write, build. Anything that says you're alive, not a cog. As the Quran promises, with hardship comes ease. In creating, you find freedom. Ibn Khaldun saw power's trick. It makes chains feel like choices. School, sold as opportunity, is often the tightest chain. Break it by owning your mind. Live like truth is yours to find. Who would you be without school's leash? That soul is waiting. Call it forth.